Welcome back to Command West, a Commanders podcast where we tackle the latest Washington football team news and answer the hard-hitting questions like, can we beat the Bears with Marcus Mariota? We'll cover that and a lot more tonight on Command West. I'm your host, Bradley Roach.
Hey, I'm Tico Wells, getting my headset together.
I'm Eddie P from sunny California.
And I'm Donnie Roach.
Donnie Roach. All right, so Commanders get a win over the Carolina Panthers.
A shellacking.
42-7. And that's our show, folks. Now,
Yeah,
what else
thanks.
to talk about?
Good talking to you.
40-7.
Okay.
Now let's get out
Good night,
here.
everyone.
It's getting weird, man. You know, we're not used to this.
You don't know what to do with yourself, do
We're
you?
used to this.
Yeah.
They're 5-2. They're top of the division, and it's not like one of those seasons where we had this kind of weird, terrible record a couple years ago with Heineke when everybody in the division was sucked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are legitimately 5-2. Philly's 4-2.
We're second in the NFC. If the playoffs were today, we would be in the second position.
We're beating teams. You know, granted, they're some of these wins have not been the strongest teams, but those weaker teams we're dominating. We're beating decisively. So it's not like we're squeaking by the weaker teams like we would have in the past, or maybe even lost to. We're doing what we should do, what a good team should do to a bad team.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. It was interesting. I mean, the main storyline that comes out of this game is Jayden Daniels had a rib injury, and went out 10 plays into the game, or he played 10 snaps, and went out, and Marcus Mariota played the rest of the game. And I got to tell you, when that happened, you know, obviously the number one thought in my head was, oh my God, please don't be a long-term injury. The number two thought was, are we going to win this game? Like, I was literally like, oh shit, like. But that's the old Commanders thoughts,
right?
You know, like that's the old regime where our starting quarterback would go out, and our starting quarterback wasn't that strong in the first place, and then our back would come in, and we'd fall apart, and we'd lose to a bad team. And the fact that we still won, I mean, Tico's commandment last week was win by more than 20 points. The fact that we won by 33 points, to a bad team. Again, we should have beat them, but we had a backup quarterback. That just says a lot to, like, okay, this is a different team. We have different players. We have better coaching. We're a well-coached team, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We're well-coached.
I think that's the most important part of it. The most important part of it right now is the cohesive energy between player, coaching staff. The whole culture is being built up. There's a frenzy of excitement in the field. You see these guys playing their hearts out on defense. I mean, I'm sorry. I know we did some commanding stuff, no pun intended, you know, on the offensive side, but the defense is what really stepped up, you know, because it just goes to show you, like, if you lose the spearhead of your sword, you know, like you got this spear and that's the sharp part. You lose the top guy. You think, oh, the spear's still not effective, but it is. They knew how to use it. They threw the ball down the field. They ran the ball down their throats. I mean, just it's
a new culture. It's a new culture, and it's and Bradley, you know, that feeling of, and I had it too. Oh no, here we go again. Like, that's us, that fans that have been putting up with this for 2 decades, right? This team doesn't have that. Here we go again. No. They have the next man up attitude. I gotta kind of repeat what our you know, our buddy, or I call him our buddy, Louis T, one of the podcasts we listen to. I'll give a shout out to Louis T. He kind of gave it the 3 keys of winning with Mariota, and I thought he said it very succinctly. And it's kind of what you were pointing to, Eddie. You know, the number one thing you come to realize is this is a team. This is a team now, and they're playing as a team. They're playing for each other. They're playing with each other. Yes, Jayden Daniels is part of what lit that fire, but the fire's lit now. And it's lit across the team, and they're on fire, and they're playing like it. So they don't have that, oh no, here we go again. They have this next man up attitude. The second key you go ahead, Tico.
No, go ahead.
The second key that Eddie pointed to, the coaching. You gotta give your hats off to the coaching that they and here's the beauty. They didn't change the game plan. It wasn't like we're all going, be conservative, just run. You know, they're like, going downfield, Mariota, and that's the third key. Marcus Mariota, he's no schmuck. And you got to give him props. He, for a number 2 quarterback to step up like that, he stepped up in a big way, and that's what you want from your number 2.
Before I know Tico, you have something to say, but I kind of want to
go ahead.
I kind of want to say something on that too, because Marcus Mariota, I'm not going to say he's a schmuck, but what he is he was not playing well in the league. That's why he's where he is today.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you this season in particular is the season of, wow, what coaching can do to a player. You see Jared Goff, who was ran out of Los Angeles. You see Baker Mayfield, who went from Cleveland to Carolina to the Rams and now is thriving in Tampa Bay. You see Geno Smith, who has made his rounds. Sam Darnold, who is playing out of his mind for Minnesota, who by all accounts was a backup quarterback, to Marcus Mariota, who comes in and has a hell of a game, throwing two touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 200 yards passing. Granted, against one of the worst defenses in the league, but it just goes to show you that this wasn't what we were seeing from Marcus Mariota. Dad. And you're right. He is no schmuck. He's the 2nd overall pick, a couple, and
a Heisman Trophy winner.
And a Heisman Trophy winner. But he was playing like a schmuck in Atlanta under terrible coaching. He was playing like a schmuck as the backup in the backup Eagle under terrible coaching. He had a couple good seasons for the Titans and got hurt, but
Oakland. Did you mention Oakland?
If you go to Oakland,
I remember him playing for Oakland.
Vegas.
So he's been a journeyman, and he comes into a system that is really catered towards his specific play style, right? Jayden and Marcus, where they're kind of throwing the ball downfield, but also have that run threat and a run game where that play action pass is so deadly that you see Marcus Mariota kind of unlock a little bit of what we haven't seen of Marcus in years. Absolutely. So, Dad, you're right. He didn't play like a schmuck on Sunday, and he won't in this season. But that's what the coaching unlocks from players who have not been good in years past.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that.
That's totally there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, we're right now we're like the 4th best offense. And one of the stats that I looked at was that Baltimore has scored. We're up there with Baltimore with points for. Both teams have scored 218 points this year.
Wow.
Usually we'd be down at the bottom.
Yeah.
We've scored 40 twice this year. We're averaging 30 some points a game. We scored 42, and then we scored 40.
And we didn't give over 34 points 4 times.
Okay.
All right.
And so
and which
20 was our worst game.
Yeah.
How did we do against the top ranked teams that we played? Because obviously 2 or 3 of them were kind of like middle to bottom feeder. We played the Giants. That was kind of we'll probably be able to play them well. But, everyone else that we played, Baltimore was the main toughest D. And we played against Cincinnati from an offensive side. So we played them pretty strong. And if we scored 34 points or more in those games, that says a lot.
Yeah,
it does.
And you know what? Tampa Bay, who we lost to, I'd love to play them again.
Yeah.
I feel like
that
was first game of the season. We hadn't kind of found ourselves. We hadn't found ourselves in the second game against New York. So and now that this team is clicking, I would be so nice to play Tampa. I think we could go toe to toe with them for sure.
You have to say that first game was the genesis of our.
Is that coming from a Genesis fan?
Yes, it is.
With that being said, I do want to kind of take us down to earth. This Carolina team is a terrible team. Just putrid. I think they're one of the worst offenses and defenses in the league. But I just want to reiterate, I'll bring us down, I'll bring us back up. I'm a roller coaster kind of guy. this is what we're supposed to do to bad teams.
Yeah.
Other teams that are good, you see them doing this. The Lions, the Vikings, you beat the shit out of bad teams, and we're doing that. We did it with Cleveland. We did it with this team. We did it with Carolina, or not Carolina. Well, we did it with Carolina. We did it with the Cardinals, and the Cardinals. I wouldn't say they're a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Cardinals are getting progressively better.
Yeah.
But I like what you're saying, Bradley, because that's exactly what I was thinking. The fact that these guys are so good at clobbering a bad team, even though they're rookies, these are the first games these players are ever played together from college. A lot of these guys are just beginning athletes, and yet they're playing the way a team like Mahomes and Kansas City would roll over. Like, what's more impressive? Mahomes throwing 500 yards in a game on a really bad team? You'd say, oh, you'd expect that from him. But you expect it from a team that just has all these junior sort of, rookies that are coming just of age in their own. They've never even.
Such a good point, Eddie. That's such a good point. It's such a good point. For a team that's in its first year is beating Carolina 40-7 is impressive in its first year. But like we said last game, the expectations are changing, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's the thing. Expectations are
like when we play Tennessee, there's no doubt in my mind we're gonna run that team out of that building, right? Like we're not playing bad teams badly. We don't do that anymore. And this was the game that I knew it before this game, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I had my thoughts. I had my reservation.
Yeah, from their
because we spent so many years
right
where hopeful. We were hopeful in the beginning. We try to get the positive spirit going, and then boom, something happens.
You expect the worst, and we got
10 million quarterbacks in the last since Terry McLaurin. How many did they count? They showed that stat.
It was
of like so many.
It's 11
quarterbacks.
Mariota was
12,
12,
like 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah,
and even last year with Sam Howell, right?
Yeah,
he didn't finish the season.
It was, and the stat was showing starting quarterbacks. So Mariota's not on the list yet, but if he starts on Sunday, he'll be 12. Yeah.
Well, don't they do the Wednesday?
And so it would count. It would count because he played the majority of the game. And remember, last year we had Sam Howell got taken out. We had Jacoby Brissett.
And we were a couple of games.
Remember, we went to the Rams game and we were like, "Hey, man, they should start Jacoby," and then Jacoby gets hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, our luck with quarterbacks is turning around. It's turning around.
No longer there. We've already wiped the slate clean.
So kind of
we don't feel negative.
Right.
Yeah.
The big storyline was the Jayden Daniels injury, and the storyline going into this next game is Jayden Daniels going to play? And that was kind of the question that we had at the beginning of the show, and we'll talk about that a little later when we talk about the Bears. But let's dive a little bit deeper. I don't want to spend too much time on Carolina because this game was a blowout. But let's talk about some.
And it almost got boring. At the end.
I got to tell you,
such a blowout.
When Marcus Mariota went in, and I hate saying this, but I'm going to say it because it's how I felt. I was like, I don't want to watch this game. I want to watch Jayden Daniels throw 4 touchdowns and put up 300 yards. I didn't want to watch Mariota shit on the.
It would have been good for him.
I was like, okay, this gives me confidence in our backup, but I don't care about our backup. I want to see Jayden. Give me more Jayden.
It's about the rest of the team. It's not all Jayden.
So
it's a lot of Jayden, but
that's a perfect segue into kind of what I want to do. I want everybody to point out 1 or 2 players that they want to highlight from this game, and we'll keep it pushing. What do we got?
Oh, definitely Dante Fowler.
Yes, Dante Fowler.
Definitely Dante Fowler. Yeah. Wasn't this his first game?
No.
Yeah, second back from injury or something. Was he injured for a little bit?
He's been out forever.
No, he played.
I'll look him up. But Dante Fowler with that pick 6.
You're thinking of Cleveland Farrell got hurt in the first game. It's been out for a couple of weeks. Dorrance Armstrong got hurt last game, has been out. So we got 3 kind of rotational edge rushers. Dante Fowler's been there, and he's been close all season.
Yeah.
And he had a couple sacks.
Wait a minute. No, he was hurt, bro.
He's been hurt in past years, but he's been playing for it. He's been playing.
This was like his first game back, bro. if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna. I don't. I think.
I mean,
I don't think you're right.
I could be wrong. But,
I remember we were talking about that on Sunday, Tico. But I was listening to some people today, and they were talking about his stats throughout the year and how it's kind of what Bradley's saying, how he stepped up this week after kind of getting close for a few weeks. And I was like, oh, I guess he wasn't.
He played all year.
He has played all year. I thought maybe he was out for a week or something. And I misunderstood, but now, and so it sounds like he wasn't out. We were confused.
Okay.
He has one sack he had one sack in the Browns game. He had a half a sack in the Bengals game. He had 2 sacks versus the Ravens, 1 sack this game. He
leads the team in sacks.
He leads the team with 4.5.
Yeah.
He had 2 tackles first game, 2 tackles Giants, 1 tackle Bengals. Actually, I don't know what this, but yeah, he's played all season.
Where has he been?
He's been close. He's in the past couple games. He's really started to shine with 2 sacks last game.
I'm tripping, man. I thought he was out.
Still worth a shout out. He had a great game.
Well, Tico, talk about what a great game, because I didn't mention the big thing that happened in this game.
Started us off. I mean,
the pick six, and then your boy Forbes.
Yeah.
Got an interception. This is what we got him here for.
Yeah.
So maybe him coming in and nickel packages and stuff, and he can get his confidence going again.
Yes.
Because he was an interception machine in college.
That's
what we were hoping for last year.
Playing that
he was out of his league.
He was flying around in the secondary there, looking for places to hide, and he found a good comfortable spot with that interception. That was beautiful.
That was sweet.
It's a huge confidence booster for a young man who has had his confidence shattered. I'm happy for him. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Good for Forbes. Good for Forbes.
Well, my shout out, despite my commandment last week, which was a get right game for the defense, I said, and it was a get right game for the defense. I think I said 4 sacks and a pick. I think we only got 1 sack. Was it 1 sack and 2 picks? I'll take it.
I think it was 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was a couple. So, anyway,
and I don't think this is part of.
We'll fix that in post production. But my shout out goes to the O-line. Nice. Marcus Mariota had all kinds of time back there. He was just like they just protected him, and there were times where he had an empty backfield. He didn't have anybody. Now, not that Carolina's got anybody great to rush, but with just our 4 or 5 linemen, they protected the hell out of him, and they did their job, and they feel like they've been strong all year, and it was a concern at the beginning of the year, and they continue to step up and protect our quarterbacks, whoever it may be.
Nice.
And I got to give a shout out to the O-line. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Eddie, you got some?
Yeah, I think mine has got to be to Mariota.
Okay.
Sure.
He's been parked on the sideline for many years, not really being considered the number 1 QB starter, just to be nurtured by this whole new family. It's just something to see him walk out there. He stumbled the first 2 plays, I think. It was kind of a little sloppy, little nervous jitters, and then he just settled in. And I got to give it almost like a dual prop to Kingsbury, because you know that they orchestrated this in the event that Jayden takes a fall, knowing that he is potentially in need of 15 pounds of muscle somewhere.
Right.
He needs that. So does Forbes, by the way. He needs a few more pounds back there, and he'll be even more dangerous. But my point is that, you got to give it to that synergy of teaching a quarterback that you're going to play second, but you're going to carry us through those games where you can't have Daniel.
Yeah.
Which we hope is not many.
Yeah. Daniel's just got to be.
And if he can play this week, that would be. Hopefully, what I'm envisioning is that he comes in, gives the team the spark they need, just like he did this game, and then we blow him out so bad that they can take him off, just like my Colorado Buffaloes did.
I'll tell
with
you
Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah,
they were kicking butt so bad. I tell you, we're neck and neck. We're neck and neck.
But I hope they don't falter, because I don't want to do what Colorado does if they falter. So
Well, they're not faltering.
You keep bringing it up. So you keep bringing it
we're
up.
We're both 5-2. We're both 5-2.
All right, I got a couple players I want to talk about.
Okay.
One is
go for it.
last my commandment was Jayden Daniels throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, and one of them goes to Terry. Obviously, that didn't happen, but Terry had a nice 98-yard game.
Yeah.
And if Terry's gotten to 1,000 yards every season in the NFL, and through 3 games, I think he had like 37 yards or something.
Yeah.
Something crazy, like, or maybe it was 2 games. Yeah, it was the first 2 games because Cincinnati, he went off.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, is Jayden Daniels, like, is he not targeting Terry? Is he going to run? And then he had a couple good games in a row, and then he goes out. And I'm like, oh, Terry's not going to get his. I keep wanting that 1,000 yards for him, even though I know it's trivial, but I want it for him. 100 yards. That's going to do it, man. Each game, if you get 100 yards, you're going to be rocking that 1,000.
So he got his 98.
Got his 98.
I like when the coaches kind of give him one more play to get it.
Come on.
Six for 6 too. Caught everything that was thrown his way.
I predict he's going to have about 1,800 yards this year.
Smart of Mariota to lean on Terry McLaurin when you have to step into that role, right? So
and
the
also,
other guy
we give the quarterbacks a lot of credit for the offensive schemes and stuff, but they're working with the offensive coordinators, so it's a collaborative effort. And they also have to take what the defense is giving them. If they double up on one of our players, the ball's not going in there.
Yeah,
more than likely, because that's going to leave a soft spot somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but I think because we have a receiving core, I am very confident with this receiving core. The skilled players, we got a 3-headed monster in the backfield.
I was about to
Eckler,
shout out
Robinson
because he didn't play last game, and so he got his game back, and he got a nice 76-yard game and a touchdown. So that was the other guy I want to highlight, because Mariota and Kingsbury leaned on Brian Robinson, and Jeremy McNichols started the game in there. I was surprised and happy to see him taking on a little bit of a bigger role. Giving Brian Robinson a little bit more rest. I was happy to see that. And the last guy I want to highlight, rookie, first catch in the NFL, touchdown. Ben Sinnott finally gets involved. He had 2 catches this game and a big one for a touchdown. So I'm happy for the young man.
Yeah, man.
You know what? Props to Ertz too. He popped up.
He got his first touchdown.
Key catches when we needed it.
I'll bring up one more name, because we talked about offense, we talked about defense, and there's 3 parts to a good team. Special teams. Siebert keeps at 4 field goals. We only
wasn't that Mike?
We got 4 touchdowns and 4 field goals in this game. So he's missed one field goal this whole season, and it was blocked.
Yeah.
Wasn't that my commandments?
It was
something about Siebert.
It was something about Siebert. I couldn't remember what it was, Eddie, and I didn't go back and listen to it.
It's from the movie. There's something about Siebert.
There's something about Siebert.
The special teams unit is flying around.
Check this out. Our boy, who for the last 5-6 years we've called the best player on the team,
yes,
had 1 punt.
Yeah,
had 1 punt, guys.
Yeah,
we've been keeping him off the field.
We sure have.
Yeah,
I think
I gotta say that special teams unit is flying around. Yeah. They are attacking dudes violently. I mean, Austin Siebert is keeping that ball in bounds on purpose. You see them kick the ball out of bounds on Eckler. They're scared of Eckler. Because Eckler, they know he can break one.
Yeah,
so they keep it out of bounds. They go, take it up to 30. Take it up to 30. Yeah. We are like, put that shit at the 1, because we are and twice this year have we caused a fumble. We haven't recovered it.
Yes, that's right.
We're going to
get one of those. We're going to get one of those.
We're hitting people, and it's like they try to take this out of the game, and our I forget the coach, because we took him from Seattle, and they said the special teams coach coordinator is a great coach, and I was like, okay, I want to see it before I believe it. Am I believing it now? Because they're flying around out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So look, Sandra Sill, Igbenogany,
had a great game. Yep.
Okay, Bobby Wagner, Jeremy Chin, Frankie Louvu, showed up. we got a linebacking core, guys.
Yeah.
This is the first time I can say that we have a linebacking core.
Yeah.
When have we had
right?
that?
Is it Chin that came from the Panthers?
Yep. And
Yeah,
Luvu.
okay.
Chin and Luvu.
Chin and Luvu.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. All right. So any last thoughts on Carolina before we move on to our next topic?
No, we remember I said we got to crush them.
Yeah.
So we did that.
We took care of
business. I'm good.
I'm no longer going to Carolina in my mind.
Yeah. There is one thing commanding my attention today. And
I got a couple, but one of them, we might share one of them.
Okay. That is that Jayden Davis has been cut from the Washington Commanders roster, which means that there is one first-round pick left on this team from the Ron Rivera era.
He was a first-round pick?
Yep. There's one left. And I bring this up because you look at teams like Carolina, you look at teams like the Browns and the Titans that, the Browns paid all this money to a quarterback and they can't pay the rest of the team well enough, so they needed the quarterback to elevate the players. And he didn't do that. So they're terrible. You see Carolina, they traded away DJ Moore and 5 picks to go get Bryce Young. And Bryce Young comes in. They have a terrible O-line. He has nobody to throw to, and they're terrible. And you could make an argument that if he went to a different organization, that he would be better.
Mm-hmm.
What Ron Rivera did to this organization could put us in that category. 5, let's call it 4 failed first-round picks. That destroys an organization. And we have overcome, and we are overcoming with good managers, a good owner, great coaching, and building a roster. And it's just the start of this roster. We're working with bones here. We're not even at muscles, skin, organs, blood. We're working with bones, and we're building the foundation from the bottom up. And it's incredible to see what we've done with so little. We talk about 4 busts. Okay. Well, I don't like to use the B word, but that's what they are at this point, right? I mean, half of them aren't even here. No. The majority aren't here. We have one left. He just caught an interception, but last game he didn't play. So let's be real with what Ron Rivera left us. It wasn't a lot. And what we're doing with, like Eddie said, if Andy Reid's been there for years. They've been building a 2-time or 3-time Super Bowl winning team for years there. They just, they put Patrick Mahomes in and boom, it was blown wide open. We haven't had that luxury. We've had horrible coaching, horrible management, horrible ownership for 30 years. The first year, man, it's a beautiful thing, and we got to cherish it. And that's why I bring these moments up where,
we do.
It's sad to see a young man who had a lot of potential be cut from this team. And I hope the best for him, and I hope he's back on the practice squad. I like Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, he might be.
But I just want to put in perspective.
They picked up a couple wide receiver and a safety for the practice squad, and they always do this little shift. They deactivate you, they release you.
Yeah, but not with first-round picks, Tico. It's not status quo when it's a first-round pick.
Pretty cut and dry. You're not cutting it.
Yeah, you see that shuffle with Sam Hartman, who was a undrafted QB, 4th round
back to the practice squad.
You know what I mean? You see that with dudes on the back half of a roster. Our first-round picks should not be shuffled in and out of the roster. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but being on the inside of the building, they see things that we don't see. They're having conversations that we don't have. They may tell Jamin, stay in shape. We may need you because somebody gets hurt. Somebody, something happens, unfortunate situation. These guys got to be ready.
Yeah.
Whether they're on the practice squad or whether they're on the couch, and also they got to be ready too, because, hey, they might become trade capital at some point.
Well,
they may hire somebody back in just to use them as a trade. So
he can be picked up by anybody right now.
I know he's been released. Yeah. He's not on the practice squad.
Yeah.
So, but he never wowed me so far.
Yeah.
He never wowed me. Louvu, Dante Fowler, and Bobby Wagner. I'd never been at the seventh game of the year and been able to call out the linebackers.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, just going back to London Fletcher.
Yeah,
that's
right.
The last time we saw somebody that we'd like to talk about as a leader in the defensive side,
Well,
now we have 6 of them.
Speaking of leaders on the defensive side, that's a nice transition into what's commanding my attention. Darrell Green's number got retired this Sunday at halftime. Number 28 will no longer be worn by anybody else. Let's hear it for Darrell Green. I know it's before your time, B, but go by if you haven't. Go watch some highlights. You have Darrell Green, and I haven't had a chance yet because I don't think they should. We switched over anyway at halftime, but I don't think they even showed it during the broadcast. Apparently it's on the YouTube channel, the Washington Commanders YouTube channel. And I hear it's worth a watch. I'm definitely going to watch it, and it should be worth a watch. And especially for those of us, who are old enough to remember the days when Darrell Green was picking people off and the fastest guy in the NFL, and some really good memories from Darrell Green. And he's the kind of guy you want on your team. Like, he's a good guy. He's a team guy. He's confident, but he's humble. He's got all the right ingredients. And again, kudos to, I think, the coaching staff and the kind of the ownership and management for doing things like this, like bringing back the glory of what this team, the history of this team means, and for those of us who have forgotten over the past couple of decades, this was a team that was revered and has many championships to their name and is a key franchise in the NFL for a reason, a beloved franchise for a reason.
We want to get our stats a little bit higher than Dallas, then we can do that.
Right.
We're close, but what do they have? 5 and we have 3.
We got 3. We got 3. Yeah. So in 2008, Donnie, since you brought this up.
Oh, nice. What do we got there?
Nico, we said we weren't going to have our children on the set.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hall of Fame, 1960. Darrell Green. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Darrell Green. Great Darrell Green on the ass right there. Monk and Green. They both got inducted in the same year, Monk and Green.
2008. I was cool.
There. They got blasted on the
I was there.
Oh, you were there?
Great day.
Wow.
Jason Campbell was quarterbacking at that time.
Yeah.
And we actually played, and every year at the Hall of Fame game, they have the Hall of Fame
game. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we played Indianapolis, and Jason Campbell was our quarterback.
Was it like his debut? Was he a rook?
No, he wasn't a rookie, but it was still early on. It was still early on.
Okay.
And he was a hopeful. He was a hopeful who never panned out. It never panned out.
Let's keep it going. Dad, what else is commanding?
Last thing, just thoughts and prayers to Chris Godwin. That's a gnarly injury. It's one of the things you hate to see in the NFL. It's part of the game. We all know it. And I don't like the press pushing the coach and say, why was he playing? It's already a blood. Like, the players are going to play and keep competing throughout the game. I think most of them want to do that. I don't think Chris Godwin probably feels that way. He wants to be on the field competing, and then that kind of stuff happens.
That was kind of a freak break too. I mean,
it was a freak break. It didn't look like it was a big enough hit to break so
bad.
It
was the leverage of the guy's body to get back.
Yeah.
And they didn't show it again.
That's what we see with I mean, I hate to bring it back to, I don't hate to. Let's bring it back to Washington. That's what we see with Daniels. I mean, it was a kind of a freak tackle. He was trying to go down, trying to slide, and he just got folded over himself from behind.
Folded over, and that
was and then his head got compressed up against,
and then he flipped over.
Flipped over.
So
after what had just happened,
50-yard
run, 46-yard run, 46-yard run.
Okay,
a 46-yard.
Yeah, he's gonna break one. He's gonna break one for 70 this year. I guarantee it. But a little update on that. So they came back with the X-rays, no fracture, which is good news. So that kind of
great news. No, that's great news.
It's great news.
Let's get real. Let's get real.
That means there's a lot of cartilage and muscles in your rib cage and stuff. Yeah. So that means it's probably a either muscle or cartilage bruise or injury or pull. What I thought was interesting is Dan Quinn said that they're not worried about him going and getting hit again, which is great news. That means it's a pain tolerance thing. And I'm not going to lessen that, because that shit hurts. And when you're torquing your body, that's painful.
No question.
So but it's better news that there's no more risk of re-injury. You know what I mean? It's not like it's gonna be painful if he gets hit there, but it's not like, oh, it's susceptible to being broken now, or
they'll have him properly medicated to withstand the pain a little bit.
That tells me that's good news. But they're gonna do everything. They're gonna make if he plays. It's not like, oh, RG3, he went out there too early. I'm not worried about that with his staff. If he plays, I'm not worried. And if he doesn't, they know, okay, he's not ready to go.
Right.
He's not ready to go.
I said the same thing before we went on the air. I do trust this staff, and bold prediction. My guess is he's not going to play. That's my prediction.
I think so too.
I think they let him, and I said the NFL won't like it, because I know they like this Jayden Daniels, Caleb Williams matchup, but
they can't change the advertising.
It very well may not be that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he'll have had, a full week of recovery.
Yeah.
Now, will he be taking reps? Will he be doing walkthroughs? We don't know exactly.
That's why I like the VR.
The what do they call the oculars?
He might be doing some of that.
Yeah, he might be doing some of that. But
mental reps.
He's had a week, and if we give him a 2-week period, that might be even better. Yeah. Because think of anything that you've had on your body that's been nagging, and we're not even playing ball, right? There's always some little, like my finger's still nagging from a year ago from basketball. Right.
Hello,
Eddie,
walking
Eddie's always
Bradley,
got some
I'm
device.
sure you got something, right?
I'm feeling pretty good right now, but I've got some head injuries.
You feel pretty young right now.
The youngin' down.
25 years old. What the
heck? Let's start talking about these Chicago Bears, because this is a 4-2 team, who is off to a pretty solid start. They, you can make the argument they haven't beaten anybody good, but you can also make that argument about us.
Yeah.
And they got a hell of a defense. This isn't going to be, if Marcus Mariota plays, he's going up against a much better defense. He's not going to be sitting back there all day. And a couple of familiar faces. So they got Jaquan Brisker, they got Elijah Hicks, they got Kevin Byard, they got Montez Sweat. Anybody remember that name?
Who's that?
Our old buddy.
Our old buddy.
Yep.
They got Tremaine Edwards, or Edmonds, and TJ Edwards. They got some pretty monster defensive players that we should be scared of.
Mm-hmm.
We should be scared of.
What is
and remember last year we didn't do too good.
Offense?
Their strength on offense is their wide receivers. They got somebody named Keenan Allen. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
They got DJ Moore, who smoked us last year. And they got a rookie in Roma Dunze. Those 3 wide receivers, you can make an argument that those are the best receiving core in the league, trio in the league right now.
Come on. Have some faith for the home team, buddy.
Oh, Tico. Ours isn't even in the top 10. Ours isn't even in the top 10.
Because, and I'll tell you why. Because we've been spreading it out.
No, we don't have the talent. We have one name. We have one name.
We have one name. But let's face it, Zacchaeus.
You can.
He's good.
Is that your psychiatrist?
Okay.
Look,
our psychiatrist.
I'm not saying that our receivers aren't good. I'm saying that as trios go,
I could care less about trios.
But that's what the argument you just made was.
We got really good players, and that's where the game is won. At the end of the game, what's the score? You could talk about
there's a fan
that's
for
not
you.
the argument that we were just talking about. Look,
you could talk about the bands, the quintets, the triplets.
So let me tell you, the fans in Chicago also have a quarterback they're pretty excited about.
Yeah.
And I think he's finding his groove, and
Yeah.
they get more and more excited each week and go, yeah, this is the guy we thought he was.
Mhm.
So as excited as we are about Jayden, Caleb Williams, there's a reason he was the number one pick, and he's finding himself more and more each week, it feels like.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing to sneeze at.
You don't think he wants this game?
Oh, he wants it because
it.
he's the second, he's the runner-up right now for Rookie of the Year.
Right.
And
that's
he's
right,
chasing Daniels' coattails, trying to catch up. And Daniels is a competitor. He wants to play in this game so bad.
I know.
He has Caleb Williams a name written on his wall saying, "This is who was taken before me. They made a mistake." You know what I'm saying? Like that dude wants to play in this game so bad. It's going to be hard to keep him out if they're going to do that. I want to see him play. I don't want to see Marcus play in this game. Not that I don't think he might do well and that we could still beat this team with Marcus.
I know.
But I want to see Jayden.
We want Jayden. We want Jayden.
We all want to see that, okay? And maybe we will. Maybe this is just a big hoax and he's ready to go.
It could
be. He's still leading, with completion percentage, 75%. 75.6%. He's up there with Joe Burrow. Baker's doing good too.
Nico,
Joe Burrow.
I gotta say this. Here's what I'm really liking about this defense. You can't be one dimensional on us, right? Any team that has been one dimensional, we've beaten. Okay.
Yeah.
The Bengals. They had an incredible pass game, but they didn't have a run game. The Ravens beat us because they could run and they could pass.
Right.
And they did both. The Cleveland, they ran on us. They did good running, but they couldn't pass for anything. So this team, the Chicago team, I'm not as scared of them as maybe I should be
last year
because their running game isn't awesome. It's not terrible.
They're 27. They're DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
He's rated number 27.
Is bad.
Whatever that means.
O-line is not good. They've given up a lot of sacks. Their running game, it hasn't taken off. Their pass game is solid. I just read the receiver names. I just called them one of the best trios in the league. I got some pushback.
Yeah, you did.
But I did it. I
got some pushback.
But comparatively, is Caleb as scary as a dual threat as
no.
Yeah.
I not as much.
I don't think he can get around. I don't think he's
as
good a runner.
He gave my Colorado Buffaloes a fit last year.
Yeah.
All right.
He gave the whole
Eddie, think of Mahomes. He has the ability to skedaddle and extend plays, but he's always extending to throw, not pass. So he doesn't have that dual threat that Daniels or Lamar or even Jalen Hurts has, but he has the ability to get out of the pocket, to run for a first down here and there, and do.
He's elusive. Plays. He's elusive for sure.
Right. So,
but he's a rookie.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
So you want to talk about stats, though? You want to talk about stats? Okay, Terry. I
don't want to talk about stats.
No, but you were saying about this.
I don't want to talk about
receiving
stats.
core. You were talking about this receiving core.
Okay.
Just to ease your mind a little bit.
Let's do it.
Terry is number 12.
Okay.
DJ Moore, 41.
Okay.
So
where's our second receiver?
Where's their second receiver?
Keenan Allen or Rome Odunze?
They're not even in the top 50.
Okay. Where's ours? Where's Noah Brown? Where's
Olamide
Zaccheaus? Probably is
okay.
Ours.
So they got Cole Kmet. He's 53. We got Zach Ertz, who's 60.
I'm not talking about tight
end.
No, but he's receiving. This is receiving.
I'm talking about a wide receiver trio. That was the argument I made, Tico. We're not talking about
none of those other guys. They're not even on the chart.
So if you're saying that Keenan Allen isn't one of the better receivers in the league,
he has been.
And he was hurt all season. He played 2 games. Rome Odunze is a rookie. He's a rookie. Right. Okay. So I get what you're saying, but I'm saying that our guys.
How do you pronounce his name? Rome Odunze?
Odunze, yeah. Anyway, we're getting off track. I'm gonna make my first.
No, we're on track. We're on track because we got a little guy named Austin Eckler who's not a receiver. But he is a receiver.
No, he's not. He's a running back.
He's a receiving back.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
He's always been a receiving back.
Okay. All right.
Remember, receiving yards go to the tight end, the wide receivers.
That's not what I'm talking about, though.
Right. You guys are talking different languages right now.
And we can have that conversation, but that's not the conversation.
But we're moving on. But we're moving on right now.
The trio is Mo, Larry, and Curly. Let's move on.
I'm pumping
we're moving on.
Here's my commandment.
We don't care how it gets done, right?
Agreed.
We don't care how it gets done, right?
Agreed.
And we've got skilled players, and that's what I'm excited about. Okay. That's all I'm saying. I'm not putting down your trio theory. Trio theory is good.
Yeah.
But we've got something to be excited about because there's not a spot. I couldn't say we had a good tight end for the last 2 years.
No.
I couldn't say we had, even though we had what was our second guy? 24 last year. I can't even remember his name now. He's gone.
Gibson.
Out of sight. Gibson. I loved his catching, loved him as a person, but I didn't feel that we got 3 backs. They can all catch. They can all run. When Robinson goes out, I'm not scared.
All right, so make it a commandment. What's your commandment?
My commandment is whoever is quarterback has a fantastic day.
Okay. My commandment is, as I said before, he's a rookie. Caleb Williams is a rookie, and he's been making rookie mistakes. Let's make him make mistakes. Okay.
Yes.
Let's put some pressure on him.
I like that.
Let's get some sacks. Let's get an interception. He's prone to throw them. He throws interceptions, this guy. Okay. Let's make it happen. He's gonna make some plays. He's gonna make some touchdowns. This is gonna be a good game. I really do believe that. But let's make him make a couple mistakes. And I think that's what turns the tide in this game is mistakes. And we need to make less than they do. And I think we can make Caleb Williams make some mistakes. Thou shalt make Caleb Williams make mistakes.
Right. Okay. So my commandment has been defense every week. And it's hard not to make a defense this week because I don't know where the offense is going to be. If we got a second string quarterback in there, the defense really needs to step up. But here's what I'm going to say so I can get some little offense in my commandment. We need to win on third down. And we need to win on third down on both sides of the ball, okay? We need to be able to hold them on third down, get them off the field. We need to be able to convert on third down, whether it's Marcus or Jayden. So thou shalt win the third down battle on both sides of the field.
Very nice commandment. Can I leave now?
You give yours
to make a commandment.
Well, my commandment is thou shalt throw Terry McLaurin the immaculate reception. It'll be like talked about on every channel for the most remarkable catch in the end zone for his third touchdown of the game.
Oh my gosh. All right.
That's my immaculate reception.
Eddie's always got a little divinity in his
Well, you're talking commandments here, you know?
Yeah, right. Okay.
You got it.
I'm not saying, something godlike. It's just Moses crap.
Immaculate. Okay.
So do you have a prediction, Eddie?
My prediction is that, what do you mean, a game wise?
Yeah.
Win or lose. Score, winning, or whatever. My prediction is that we win.
Okay.
And my prediction is that they sit Jayden and we watch our boy, an Italian stud.
Yeah. No. He's not Italian.
He looks.
He's not with a name like Mariota.
I think he's Hawaiian.
Oh,
or that's an Italian name.
Yeah. It sounds Italian. It ends in a
I'm not gonna disagree with you there.
Vince Ferragamo, but I know it's something spicy. He's got a little zest in it.
It is zest, but it's specific zest. Not.
I think he's going to surprise you. I don't think he's going to throw as much. I don't think he's going to throw as much. I predict that he will go 50-50 with run, and he's going to have Robinson and Eckler run down their throats because they don't know how to defend the run very well, I don't think. Not our kind of running powerhouse.
Cool. Love it.
Okay.
That's too much on the commandment list. It won't even fit on the
you turned your pick into a commandment almost. But I'm gonna pick a win as well. Even if Mariota plays, I think they have the ability to pull out the win. It'll be tougher, but I'm going for the win this week.
Tico, what do you got?
I'm definitely going for the win. I'm going for the win all season.
Yeah.
We're past Baltimore.
Yeah.
I wanted them to win.
And you picked Baltimore to win too, yeah.
No, I didn't.
So did I. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. Everybody did. Everybody did, but me.
I didn't. Tico,
I got it. I got it all written down.
I didn't pick Baltimore.
It's on tape. It's on tape.
Blake, roll the tape. I might just edit that bit in.
That's the only one that I was scared with. I'm picking wins. Let's go. I'm down. I'm down. No more says. I'm down with you. I'm down with you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm doing it.
You've already picked us to win, right, Tico?
I just said it. I'm down with it.
Eddie?
I'm picking wins. I'm picking wins all season.
Okay.
Well, you're going to be
me and Tico are together.
Right, so.
Me and Tico are together, and what are you doing? West Coast or...
That's win. That's
oh.
I guess.
That's how you're going to live long and prosper.
Or West Command West. I don't know.
Command West. I like it.
But so
I also have one of these. I have a win.
Okay.
I said I wasn't gonna pick a loss for the rest of the season. I'm close here, guys. I think it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a good game. Marcus Mariota needs to play well. If he plays, if Jayden Daniels plays, we win this game. I think we're the better team. Okay. I think that we, they may have a little bit of a better defense. I think we have a little bit of a better offense, but I think I trust Jayden Daniels. I trust him more than Caleb Williams right now. I trust our defense to have a couple plays here and there. They're going to bend, not break. I trust our team to win this game with or without Jayden Daniels. I think it's going to be closer. I think it's going to be a good game no matter what.
High scoring or low scoring?
I'm not scared of anybody's defense.
I think the over.
I'm not scared
40,
of anybody's
43.
defense. I think we could put up 40 on these bums if we want to, man. I think we could. I don't know what our defense is going to do. So I think it could be high scoring.
High scoring.
I don't know. We'll see.
They're ready. They're ready. You know
ready.
What Mariota said. Did you all catch his interview at the very end of the game? How did you do this? First thing he says, I'm thinking about the player first and his safety of Jayden Daniels. But then he said he hasn't been at a place where the brotherhood.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got some kind of brotherhood that's being developed in Washington.
Absolutely.
Where they are visualizing, they're creating, they're coming up with their own commandments of who this team is going to be and what this team stands for. And they're all buying into this brotherhood. Mm-hmm. So usually when a backup quarterback goes in, it's such a letdown, especially if they don't like the guy and they're not behind the guy. And from what I'm hearing, this Commander team is in sync with each other and they're rooting for everybody.
And they like their,
very good. That's a good.
All right.
That's a
very
good
nice
note to close things on. I like that.
Yeah, very nice.
I'm wrap.
Spiritual man.
That's a wrap.
The wisdom
for this episode of Command West. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you had just as much fun listening as we did, bringing you the latest and the greatest on the Burgundy and Gold. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and comment your commandment. You're the fifth commandment. Put your comments down below and tune in next week. Peace.
See ya.
See you guys.